YouTubers, welcome back for another adventure. My wife's on my cage to clean up the driveway. Big surprise there. And this has been sitting outside for a while. I bought it at an estate sale and I got it exactly as you see it. It weighs approximately 2 hernias. You can see the cord has a bit of a problem. I'm not sure why they jumped the belt off of it. I mean, it did come with the chuck, which is a big plus. So what I want to do today is see if this thing's alive. If the answer is yes, that's a great thing. If the answer is no, is it fixable? Is it worth fixing? Or is it time to throw it over the side? I believe if you check the code on the motor, I believe that it might be from the 50s. From the appearance, that would be my guess. So this thing is, I don't know, somewhere 50 to 75 years old. Quite the antique. By the way, it from a weighs point of view, it weighs enough for a hernia or two. Check it out. I gotta oil that up. Yeah, very manual. So obviously the cord just doesn't look that healthy, and we're going to replace it. And it's got a 2-pronger on it. I got the metal part, which is also a ground to the body here, and I'm going to plug this in so if it shorted, it should trip the GF. Wow. We got sounds. By the way, that scared the hell out of me. So we plug it in, and it's not tripping the GFI. That's a good sign. And if the motor seems to run, which is a good sign. Now the next problem, the belt appears to be stuck. I'm going to spend a few minutes playing with that, then we'll see if this thing isn't gonna like drill, if everything's gonna move up and down and work. This is going better than I thought. Sometimes you leave something out for a year or two and it goes nasty. Anyway, the belt came out of there. I just had to push it. If you were trying to pull it, it wouldn't come out. So this is how you do the tension thing, right? You got that on the hinge. That's what the Craftsman nameplate looks like. It's made by King Sealy. So from a does it function point of view, the answer is so it appears. That's all good stuff. Threw the key off when I started it. Good thing that would have not been handy on my fingers. So that's all good. By the way, for the slowest speed, that's pretty quick. This looks like it was a grinder motor, like there were wheels on both sides at some point, right? It's a double axle model. Well, given that everything's good, I'm going to rewire it, right? So to do that, it looks like we got to take the motor off and get underneath here and hook up a proper wire. I don't want to use it like this. That's how you get juice. That's how you burn your house down. So let's fix that. Everything else seems to work. It might need a little lubrication to return properly. Yeah, looks like yeah, they even included the key. God, that's a wonderful thing. Sometimes, especially if you end up with one of the ones made in China or Taiwan or wherever, some of those you can't you can't get the key for. You might get the drill press, but then you can't get the right key for it. Then you got to play games with the spanner wrenches, you know, and grab it that way. Anyway, what's next? Let's rewire. Let's get that motor off and see what's in there. So the motor is off. Not at all hard to do. Bunch of old-fashioned hardware. 11/16. I already loosened these up. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. I'm trying to do more dexterity things. Keep the fingers moving like they should be. This is interesting. We have a capacitor here. And then looks like the plug wire goes directly into the motor, so we'll cut that off, put a wire nut on it, put a wire nut there too. Now typically when you're wiring these things, right, white is neutral and black is hot, so that's the way I'm going to wire it. The plug was not polarized, so it could be plugged in either way. It's not even, doesn't even have a fat one. I guess it was before those days. So anyway, we're gonna try to wire it right, including I'm gonna put ground on the motor. You know, I'm not big on getting juiced. Okay, you could see here it's rewired, right? Nothing bare. Just make sure that capacitor goes back in. It all looks good. I snagged the plug. This is a wire off an air conditioner. It's got plenty of amps. It even got some dog chew on it. So once I get this buttoned up, we'll turn the motor on and off quick to make sure nothing bad's happening. Then we'll smash it all back together again. So here we are, all put back together again, all set up. Proper cord, the machine is grounded, right, all ready to go. Needs little oil to move the cable up and down. Yeah, this is a wonderful machine. The only criticism I'm going to have of it is it weighs like, it's right on the edge of my tilt and lift limit. So I'd call it about 100 pounds, 110, something like that. Call it 100 pounds, plus or minus 20. I mean, it's just heavy, you know. I guess cast iron will do that. It's a wonderful machine though. I mean, you know, perfectly dangerous. You can feed your fingers right through the belts if you want to. And that motor's strong enough to do plenty of damage. So not quite the machine, I guess, one would release to a trade school. But for me, I think it's perfect. Just put it up high enough where you could keep your hands out of that. Or one could even easily enough fashion a guard, right? Just put it over this, something that perhaps flips up for the belt change and flips back down. You can even go the extra step of putting a micro switch on it so that when you lift it up, you can't turn the motor on and run your fingers through, right? As you're moving things around, it'd be easy to perhaps hit that and cause yourself some trouble, or hit this and cause yourself some trouble. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm having a little trouble getting any projects done. It's like we're in this rain 5 minutes, stop for 10, rain for 5, stop for 10. You guys can see the driveway's all wet. I've been trying to get a little organized and try to get to some projects, but been fighting the weather. The other thing, this weekend is the car show up in Rhinebeck. It's one of my big important ones. Next week is Hudson Auction Then there's a week off that I might go to a local church sale. Sometimes they have interesting stuff show up. People could flea market right there. And, you know, people could bring anything from their Betty Crocker cookbooks to all-terrain vehicles. I kind of live in an area that people have more money than I do. So a lot of times they bring their old golf clubs. Sometimes there's some deals on tools, so I shouldn't pick on it. It's a wonderful sale, and some of the local churches do very well with them. They need the money, obviously. Everybody needs money. Anyhow, so that's kind of what I'm going to be tied up with for the next few weeks. In between that, cutting the grass, and I'm hoping to pick a project and work on it. I guess I really want to get back to that bighorn. I'm beginning to think I might have a wire harness problem there. That's why it's such a flaky machine. I already found one problem with the wire harness. Why not more than that, especially in the length of wire that I had the problem with. So there you go. Anyway, I want to thank you all for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.